All right, Twitch ain't going. All right.
Oh, I mean, we're fucked on Twitch. That's our whole audience.
YouTube is going. YouTube's on.
Here we go. We're live. I think. I don't know.
We're live. It's that.
Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sox Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Terezi E.
Thank you, Quaranzy, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he made a video about that, you drink. If My Sox Summer mentions his time on the West Coast or blames his kids for something, you drink. And if I fuck up the intro or make MSS appear to be dumb, which I surely will not do, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink for $1.08 or more. Almost choked on my own.
You got a little verklempt right there. I like that.
Drink.
And tonight only for $108, you get 5 minutes of My Sox Summer.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Yes. I almost want to sponsor it.
You should put it in there.
Speaking of drinking, my friends, what are you drinking?
$5.
My Sox Summer, what are you drinking tonight?
So
You're upper right corner tonight too.
Yeah.
Pull the switcheroo. I love it.
The what did I do? Oh, you put me up. Yeah. I like it up here. It's nice up here. It's not really nice. I don't smell Beef Loaf's ass the entire show, which is nice.
Hello.
So Tuesday night we're at the Sox game, and I have taken an edible, and I'm pretty high, and I took it right before dinner. So like I got that empty stomach buzz going at first, and my phone will starts ringing, and it's Brooks Boyer, my best friend. And I'm like, oh my God, what a great time to call me when I am fucking stoned. And he's like, hey, you guys in the section? Yes. Okay. So these guys come through, and it's Nader Jack whiskey. These guys right here. It's an Irish whiskey. They come down to the section with a bottle of the whiskey and just start pouring shots to everybody.
Just glass bottle.
Glass bottle.
And a bunch of cups. Who wants to drink whiskey? And everyone in the section,
A guy came over from section 109 and was like, I'm friends with these guys, so let me get in on
this. It's like they were going to be on the Bozo Showbiz Showdown or whatever the fuck, and get to throw the balls. That's how everyone ran over there, like me.
Right.
This
now
is a
one person
thing. We can't talk Bozo buckets, Beef. We can't talk.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we get this stuff, and we try it, and it's great, right? It's Irish whiskey, and after that goes down. He's texting me again. He's like, hey, are you guys still there? It's like, yes, we're still here. The Sox are winning. Christ, we're not leaving. And he goes, all right, well, they got something for you. They're going to bring something back. And I was like, oh, this is great. What does he bring back? He brings me back 2 boxes of the tasters, these little taster guys. And so he's like, here you go. You can have them. And I was like, oh, sweet. I'm going to walk out of the stadium with 24 fucking whiskey testers. And I'm high. This is great. I see nothing going wrong here. And somebody's going to be like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, Brooks Boyer gave it to me, told me to take it out of here. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. Like I was ready.
Yeah,
I was ready.
You got to play that card.
He's not there. So I was 100%. I was gonna be like, Brooks said this is fine. I want him to write me a note that says, yeah, this is whatever he is doing. It is okay. Brooks Boyer, like, I feel like you trust me. So, but anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm drinking tonight. And like, honestly, guys, and I'm not shitting you. It's a good Irish whiskey. And I don't know, like you guys had it too. It's got a nice little sweet finish at the end.
It does.
And it's good. So hopefully we work up. We haven't ironed out details yet because the 108 is very popular.
Talk about you getting out of the stadium though. So it's
hold on, I'll get it.
Okay, so it's in this bag, right? It's in this like clear bag,
Right.
And it's just like 2 boxes of whiskey, and so there's a flag too. So MSS like wraps the blue flag around all this stuff, making it look like he's walking out with merch, and no one
that fucking flag.
No one bats an eye.
No
one bats an eye at him walking out.
Not at all.
It just looked like a regular merch bag, and he walks out with it. We get 2 steps outside, and he goes, "Holy shit, we're safe! I can't believe we got out of there. I would never." And he turns to both of us and goes, "I would never be able to smuggle drugs on an airplane."
Yes, he did make that proclamation.
It's like, what do you have? What do you have in that bag? And I'm like, definitely not cocaine. Nope.
No.
Don't have that in
I
there.
can only imagine if they would have said, "What's in that bag?" He just throws it up in the air and just like runs off, pushes us, throws us towards.
He did though. He's claiming like, oh no, whatever. But with the combination of that flag and the contraband, he wrapped that shit like he was gift wrapping shit at Macy's, motherfucker. You look like you've been around that shit before. I know how to wrap this up and make sure we get out of here with this fucking thing. And he wrapped it instantly, Treasy, in the bag and all that shit. Like he knew what he was doing. Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
There's like him stealing bobbleheads. Guys, got my ticket for Sox at Detroit in June. We'll be wearing my 108 shirt. Hell yeah, John.
Oh, fuck yeah, John. Let's go, baby. Cheers, my friend.
Don't bring up Wally up there. They'll get mad and throw shit at
you. They might let you up in the booth. You never know who. You got to talk to DJ. You got to talk to DJ.
Dress like you just shopped at Andre Agassi's garage sale, and you can get right into the booth.
Don't cut the line on no one side piece, though. You're going to get an evil eye.
That's true. Beef, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, man, I got tequila, and I got the Blanco. I got the G4 all lined up. I don't have a lot left, so I might have to get to the wine cellar and get the next bottle at some point during the proceedings tonight. We'll see. We'll see how liquored up we want to get. I'm feeling good this Thursday. So
I'm having a good time, man. I'm feeling good. The StreamYard started. Like we were worried it wasn't
it actually worked for us. I know other podcasts have been knocked down by the StreamYard. What are you doing?
StreamYard got their shit together. I'm drinking from Funky Town. I'm drinking the Hip Hop and R and Brew Volume 2. So there's a little mango twist.
Yeah, the Fuji's on there.
Oh, a little mango twist.
I think I want to say it's a more Mary J. Blige going on.
Okay,
it's from Funky Town, and what's cool about Funky Town is that they are in an incubator, and that incubator just happens to be Pilot Project Brewing.
There you go.
Yes,
look at that.
So graciously given us 20 cases of beer. Well, they haven't given it to us yet. I got to go pick it up.
We don't have
they will be giving
us 20 cases of beer for the tailgate in Milwaukee. So make sure to come to the tailgate in Milwaukee and drink some free beer.
Yes, sir.
And do it with us and enjoy it. And like Funky Town is in the stadium in Comiskey. So like you can go get it there too. So definitely check this. This is delicious, by the way. I had the other one. I think this one is even better. So I'm down with this.
Oh, yum.
Nice
to hear that.
MSS, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, and I got quick banter.
Baby.
So this morning, I got to get the car smogged, right, or the emissions tested. And so I'm like, well, that's what they call it. They call it out west. They call it smog. Sorry, I don't know if you guys know what you still out west. So you get a smog test, and then actually, when you go to the emissions testing place, the thing that they stick on your car is called a smog reader. So I mean, it's like a legit word. Okay. So. I'm not just making shit up.
This is all made up, isn't it?
It's not like
everything I heard there was made up. Okay, go ahead.
Nice smog summer.
It's not like saying caddy corner like they do out there, or bubblers in Wisconsin. It's not like that shit. It's legit.
California sober.
Sorry, baloney.
That's right. California sober. So anyway, I'm like, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna go get the oil change too because you can't get down there. I don't want to get on traffic. Everything is Bedford Park. I don't want to go over there real crazy. So I'm like, I'll go get the oil change. So I go over to our local. That used to be Jiffy Lube, but now is a Valvoline over on 31st and Halstead. And I roll in there, and they're just opening the doors 5 after 8. And I'm like, that's not a good sign. They're 5 minutes late already. And the one woman starts pulling in, and then there's a guy in front of me, and then I'm right behind the guy. Guy walks over to me wearing fucking Nightmare Before Christmas pajama pants and a goddamn sweatshirt and goes, what are you here for? And I was like, I'm gonna buy a case of beer. Motherfucker, I need my oil change. This is the only thing you do here.
What do you do?
Like, I mean, what's the most natural response to this question? Like, have you? I mean, I was just confused.
Are your instincts broken? Hang on, Treasy. Did he just walk into some place where they're selling some shit that's hot, and he didn't even realize that he was being offered something right there? That's
I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's like, yeah, what do you got? That's what
These motherfuckers.
What do you guys?
That's the next
What are you guys
question.
doing?
What do you do?
What's up? You just like
I've been
like
getting-
if that guy, if the guy goes, yeah, hey, what are you here for? I go, what's up?
I don't know. So I've been.
You let him
I've been
tell you.
getting my-
That's right.
I've been getting my oil change there for like since we've been in Bridgeport, right? Like for the most part, like we've gone other places some other times, but for the most part, we've been there. They've gone through several different fucking owners. No, he does. He's apparently the fucking
Ian says, I hope the
manager.
guy in the pajama pants doesn't work.
So anyway.
I thought the same thing.
Let's hope so.
He's the guy. So he says, I go, I'm here for an oil change. He goes, oh, well, we let that woman in because she has a slight problem with her car. So we're going to fix that. But then I'm just going to tell the guy behind her and you that you just got to go home. Like, there's only 2 people here, and we're not really supposed to open the shop if we only have 2 people. And so we can't service your car.
What?
And I'm like,
Oh.
what?
Yeah.
How does that work? And he's like, yeah, it's regulation. I'm like, okay, cool. And then I'm in my head going, okay, the last time I came to these motherfuckers, I had to wait another extra 30 minutes for somebody else to show up because they didn't have a lot of people. Now, it was cold as fuck that day. And I was like, the motherfucker don't want to come to work. Today, nice as hell. Like, nice as hell. Like, you could have gotten to work. You could have walked to work. It was beautiful out.
Maybe you pay for that ZJ. You could have got in there. And you chose not to.
So I am sitting there and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to leave. So I go around the side we're supposed to go. He's like, oh, you can't get out there. Oh, why can't I get out there? Oh, there's 3 fucking cars parked there, but there's only 2 people in the goddamn business. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I don't know. So I go back.
You should have asked about the other shit, Teresa.
I know.
He fucked up here.
That's why the guy had his Nightmare Before Christmas pajama pants. But so I leave and I'm like, fuck it. I got to go. I'm going to go and get the car checked and emissions done in like 13 seconds. The guy is awesome. Best thing about being a Sox fan is people ask you about the Sox when you're wearing the Sox gear. Worst thing about being a Sox fan is people ask you about the Sox when you're wearing the Sox gear. Like he's like, man, they really sucking right now. And I was like, yeah, well, they kind of are. I go, but they won the last 2 series they've been in. Like they've done okay. And he's like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah, I'm totally serious. They've actually won the last 2 series. So I get that done. And then I Google, hey, where can I get my oil change down here in Bedford Park? I go over to this other guy, a fucking Valvoline, independently owned motherfucker over there. I roll right in. The guy goes, hey, you're wearing the wrong hat in my business. Ha 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 ha. And I was like, okay, this is better. This is better than the last guy. And then I'm like, okay. He's like, you need an oil change? I go, absolutely. I go, 2 for 2 right now. All right. And then he goes, he's like, I'm gonna knock off 15% just because it's your first time here. And because you had a bad experience at the other place, blah blah blah. And I get into the whole thing, and he's like, you'll never come back and see me, but we're gonna do a good job. Guy does everything. He checks the windshield wiper fluid, which I don't think has been checked, by the fucking people changing the oil forever. He used the air blower, blew out all the shit out of the car.
He got his woofers blown, Teresa.
All this shit. Did all this shit. Did everything.
15% off too.
He knew. He knew to ask for the extra
$15
services
off.
the second time around.
Give me $15 off. I'm only going to be getting my fucking shut the fuck up. I'm only getting. You'll get mentioned at the end. Don't worry about it. I am only getting my oil change in Bedford Park from now on. From that place, I'm going to give them a free ad when I remember where it is, and I'll send it out to everybody. You need to get your ass over there and get your fucking shit changed.
There's no way he's doing that.
Right before this started, he told us he couldn't write a fucking blog tomorrow because he's got to go have donuts at 10 a.m. Donuts at 10 a.m. blew his day, but the guy's going to make a trek out to Bedford Park every time he needs to get his oil changed.
Hey,
that sounds like it'll happen.
I only got like 1,000 miles on. All right, we're good. I'm done. That was quick.
Beef, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Things. I'm good. I ran into a scenario today, boys. I actually do have quick banter. I ran into a scenario today. I need your judgment here. Okay, you guys know that I work downtown. I'm not going to say exactly where I work, but people run into me, Tony the Mimbo and Austin. Some of these guys bump into me occasionally downtown, whatever. And I like to park a ways away. I like to park over, by the shopping center, like Taylor and Canal Street. So every day I walk both directions. On my way home today, I'm walking. Pleasant day. As MSS said, fucking gorgeous out. Nice walk,
Beautiful.
whatever. I'm rolling. I'm getting up close to the corner of Canal and Taylor Street right there where I'm going to cross, and then I'll go up into the shopping center and get my car. And I look down on the ground, and what do I see? I see a fucking full wallet. Not only full wallet, that looks like it has cards and things and stuff in it, but fucking bills looking like they're peeking out. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let me ask you guys. You're rolling up on this. You see this. What are you doing? What do you do, Treasy? What are you doing with the full wallet like there?
Well, I get a quick look around, make sure there's not someone that just like fell off of, right? Like, you know, like
there's legit no one around me.
I was at lunch the other day. Some guy walked away without his jacket, and I screamed at him across a food court to get him back.
Yep.
I don't want that to happen, right? Like, so, but I'll pick that wallet up, and you know, I'll probably open it up and see what's in there. I honestly probably would just throw it in the mailbox. Like, I probably just wouldn't even think about it. Like, make sure that there's a driver's license in there, and then just throw it in the mailbox. Like,
you think Mailman Jack is getting that out of the mailbox and not taking all the money out and then going spending it at some Southside institution?
It's not me doing it. If there's like $5,000 in it, yeah, right. Like, I'd be like, well, this motherfucker shouldn't have been walking around.
That's what it is. That's what I already put that up.
Hang on, Peter. Hang on.
That's my first thing, Loaf, is I'm sniffing.
MSS, what are you doing?
I'm getting a sniff, and I know that you can.
Hang on, how are you sniffing? Are you getting on the ground like you get in there, a little sniff like
this? Bro, you can smell shit. Like, shit smells. Like, listen, I go to enough thrift stores that smell like shit. Like, I know what shit smells. There was one time I was up at the one over in Halstead, and I was like, man, it legit smells like somebody just took a big shit. And I know they don't have bathrooms there. And I was walking down an aisle. Somebody literally had shit their pants, and then, like, it dropped out the side, and there was this shit on the floor. And I grabbed my young daughter, and I was like, we got to go. And then we go up to the front, and I told the guy, I'm like, yo, like aisle 15, some guy just literally put Dookie right in the middle of the aisle. There's this shit everywhere.
I don't want to spoil it for you, MSS. There was no piles of shit in and around the wallet. Just wallet. Just wallet by itself.
Like
just wallet by itself.
You didn't smell anything.
I didn't get down in there. But I got a big nose. It should be good enough to smell. I did not smell Dookie at all. No more than usual. You know, that street's a little, travel.
As long as it's not Dookie, it's not reeking, right?
Yeah.
I pick it up. I go check for the ID, and then I go directly and either Google the name or I fucking put it through Facebook and try to find that person on those things, because that's what I've done when I found like IDs and like other shit. I'll go through.
That sounds like a huge hassle. I don't want anything to do.
I mean, it is, but you know what? It's the only way you keep the money out of Mailman Jack's hands, and not it.
The money is unimportant at that part, unless it's a ton of money.
It was like $5,000. How much money was it?
I couldn't tell, because the bills are sticking out a little bit, but I don't know. But the wallet is kind of fat. Now,
like
it's not fat like Costanza when he burst his wallet when he got the guitar lessons, Treasy. But it's fat. It's kind of a fat looking wallet or whatever. So
the person probably has a lot of stuff in there that is valuable to them, and it's probably not at all valuable to you.
Maybe.
And like
not at all.
$100, if the mailman lifts the $100 that's in there, that person
to get all the other
give
shit
a
back.
Shit about it, as long as they get all their other shit. So like,
that's true.
I'm just saying, like, unless it's like a lot, unless this dude just came back from Vegas and there's a lot of money in there, then I'm stealing it.
All right, so what did I do? So earlier, like last weekend, I was taking a walk in Armour Park, and I tweeted just a picture of the walkway at Armour, and I said, I haven't seen a poo dollar in 5 years, and society has moved ahead, And so, like, this was out there, the poo dollar thing, and I was a little skittish. I just kept walking. I didn't fucking pick it up. I didn't do nothing. I didn't even break stride. I realized, right, what's down there? None of my fucking business. I'm gonna just keep on moving.
Oh,
Am I a bad guy that I just like right by it? No, I didn't. No bother. I didn't take the money. I don't need the money. I don't need the fucking wallet. I'm just gonna keep fucking moving.
I think
you're not a bad guy.
You're
not a good guy either. I mean, it's just like whatever.
Like he's like if you disposed of it where the guy could never get it back, you're a bad guy. So if you're like, oh, so I saw it. I thought it might be a poo wallet, so I set it on fire and kicked it into the river. Like, then you're kind of an asshole.
Like, somebody might come back, so I'll just leave it. I just think the reason that I would get it is because I trust myself a little more than I trust the next person. So like there's a possibility that person could get it back. I think Teresi has a good idea. I mean, you doing absolutely nothing is not bad, but it's also not good. You're just like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with it. There's been an incident when like I've inserted myself into situations and trying to be the good person and like came out not looking like the good person. And it's just, you know, like, you know, we've had that happen with the three of us, and you're like, well, see, that's what you wanted to do. Now you got fucked. You got fucked because of it. So, I mean, I can see both sides of it. So, yeah, but yeah, no, I would just. I would
we got one from Southside.
Horrible.
He says, "Cheers, John's. Good seeing you Friday and Saturday." Yeah, cheers.
Thank you,
Johnny. Appreciate you, baby.
Johnny and Missy coming over there eating.
And then we got our guy Nathan Sheba. He says, "While listening for 5 years, thought I'd heard everything on this podcast. I was mistaken. Ooh, wallet. I need another drink." Cheers, Nathan.
No proof, but it was possible. It was a pool wallet. I don't know. Thank you, Nathan.
So you know me.
Treasy, how you doing tonight?
I'm not a politics guy, and I think like this election that's coming up, like everybody already knows who they're voting for and everything. So like they announced that there's going to be like a debate or something. I was like, I could not give less of a fuck. But then I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, I saw this ad, which is an RFK Jr.
What the fuck?
Win a day of falconry with RFK Jr. And this is the guy who, you know, there's a worm ate half of his brain or something. Like, God. If they let that motherfucker debate, I might watch. Like, this is like we've been talking about how does the WNBA bring the fans in, and like how does MLB get younger fans and stuff? How does politics get a bunch of people watching it? That motherfucker. Like, I think people would tune in because it'd be like the people that used to watch
that Falcon is fucking zoned in.
He looks like a shit. Dude, his eyes. Now look at. Hold on. Keep that up. Because look at his eyes. Junior's eyes are going to the left and to the right.
Yeah, like, it's not a good look.
That's not. That is photoshopped. There's something wrong there. That is not right.
There's a lot wrong there.
That could be fucking AI, for all I know.
Every
Jesus
person
Christ.
watching or listening to the show has gone on a date where the person across from them had eyes like that, and it was always the craziest motherfucker ever. So like that person needs to be on stage with the other two. Like that needs to happen for me to watch it. So I'm not rooting for anyone to win here.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, if they want to make things entertaining, that seems like a crazy motherfucker to put out there. At the very least, there's a chance someone's gonna shit on stage like Gigi Allen.
He will stir some shit up. There's no question about that. Baloney in the comments says the 108 rat will be fucked against that Falcon. Absolutely. Absolutely. The 108 rat will be cooked.
We might need that.
They go running the Falcon and go flying, diving down at him.
If the rats come back this year, we need to get a Falcon in the stands.
Who's the Falcon handler then in our section? Who's going to be in charge of that? You know?
I'm going to nominate Ian.
Ian's just sitting down there.
He carries them right away.
Just has to watch it.
But it takes direction.
Gotta have him by the hoodie perched on the foul pole.
Yep.
MSS, man, why don't you pay some bills?
Gladly.
A shrimp in my hand, feeling mighty grand. Battified, I can't deny. It's a taste so fine. Southside vibes where the baseball flies. Catch a game, soak up the fame under sunny skies. Lawrence's fish and shrimp, where I wanna be, on the patio with my crew, grooving to the beat, sipping lemonade with the sound of a crack. Bat meets ball, we're having a ball, ain't no looking back. We're eating shrimp, watching baseball in the sun, rocking out on the patio, having so much fun. Lawrence fish and shrimp, the place to be all day. Some memories to the beat of a song.
Did you make that longer?
Did you
since
cut
last
it?
week?
No.
That was it.
That was it? Okay.
No, that was it.
I was making sure. No, I did not make it longer.
That was
That was also produced by Rick Rubin.
We got the Lawrence's hot sauce seat this week. So I was out of town, and I get a message from MSS and Beef Loaf, and they're like, "Yo, our guy Rudy was up at the game, and he told us Rick Rubin got no good albums. No, never made a good album.
He just starts
and Beef's like, I think we should have him on the hot sauce seat and get some info about this. And I was like, yes, we absolutely do. I'm interested in this. So, Rudy, welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy?
On?
Good to see you.
You guys there? Did I get
Yes.
out?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, there we go. Yeah, froze right when you put me on. I was very mad. My Sox stole my opening joke. I was good. Definitely say that Lawrence song was a total banger, and there's no way that Rick Rubin would have produced it. You want to know how I know that? There's no digital clipping on it. So I would just like to clarify that is not what I said. I do not think that he has no good albums or songs. I just think he's bad at production, and that is a different thing. That doesn't mean the songs are necessarily bad or the albums are terrible. Just that most of them would be better, like, sonically, if almost anyone else did it.
So let me get some more information here, because I think, you know, and this is something that's come up recently because of Steve Albini passing away, and like people really digging into like what is an engineer doing, what's a producer doing, who's doing what, and like is it your feeling that like he's just a shitty engineer and
So first of all, it's funny you mentioned Steve Albini. He's actually in my little rant that I have. May he rest in peace. He is an all-time great sound engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he's good at. Like, the man can just mic a guitar cab like nobody's business. They always sound amazing. And he is not a producer. He'll tell you
he's always said he's not.
No, he is an anti-producer. He hates producers. It works really well when you have an artist at the peak of their talent, like Kurt Cobain with In Utero, has an artistic vision and just needs someone that's gonna record the guitars and make them sound awesome.
Yeah.
I would argue that someone like my Sox Summer's best friend Gavin Rossdale does not deserve that level of creativity for his vision, and that's where you get into trouble.
That's my best friend,
That's
but yeah,
his best
no
friend.
hating on my buddy Gavin Rossdale. Okay, that Razor Blade Suitcase sounds good. All right, don't worry about it.
So I actually think that I could maybe get Chirizi on with this, but there's no way I'm going to get MSS. But I wanted to start with asking you a question. Sure. What does Rick Rubin actually do?
I don't know, and that's the thing. That's why I'm like so puzzled by your statement.
Yeah,
right. Because let's say we just have no idea what he actually does in the studio. Sure.
He's
right.
He has told you that he doesn't really mix.
He's so full of shit, though.
Okay, I know he can't play anything.
No, he can, because he played guitar on the first albums that he ever produced because he was the artist. So like,
not really.
So like, even if you don't think he's a good guitarist, like he knows how to fucking play a guitar enough to put a whole album out, right? Like, so
doesn't know how to play guitar, but sort of can.
That,
of course, yeah.
That whole piece, that whole fucking interview, I went through this on this show too. It was like, it just sounded like absolute bullshit. Doesn't make any sense. He has tons of engineering credits.
He also does love to like mythos himself.
Yeah. It's like
he's a guru. He's a guru.
Yeah, and like he wants to make it seem like, oh man, I don't have to do anything, and just my presence fucking does all this to the album. But like, obviously he's doing stuff because like you look at like when like, so here's a good example of people that did not like what he did. Rudy is AC/DC. Fucking hated working with that guy.
Well, yeah, but also AC/DC's known for having good guitar tones, except for when he works with them.
But the reason that they went with him was because I think it was someone associated with the band was around when Rick Rubin was producing a Cult album, and the guy was there when Rick was mixing it. So he does mix albums, and like he was using AC/DC to get a lot of guitar tones and a lot of levels, and like the guy was like, oh, this guy'd be perfect for AC/DC. So like there's tons of stories out there where he's actually doing the real work.
Sure. I think I've also heard like the Volta said that like he didn't even show up half the time to their
like
section.
Slipknot was like, yeah, he like barely showed up.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like, and then that's later in his career. But like the thing that I don't understand, if he's like really shitty doing this, right? Like if the album comes out and it sucks and he's not the guy, like why do people go back to him? Like why does Tom Petty go to him three times?
I have an answer for this. All right.
Okay, sure.
So it's twofold. He has cool vibes and people like him 100%. He has cred and it's built up, and I think it's all really built on the early Beastie Boys shit. But
Run DMC and Beastie Boys.
Yeah, and it's everyone has used them, which this comes in real handy, especially for if you've been around for a really long time. When you don't really want to do work and you want to release hack shit, like a really good idea, like. So Red Hot Chili Pepper did Stadium Arcadium with him, right? Which has Mary Jane's Last Dance on it. And you can't make Mary Jane's Last Dance and call it Danny California unless you get Rick Rubin to produce it. Because he got Petty on speed dial, and he will make sure your ass does not get sued for making Mary Jane's Last Dance but with dumber lyrics where you just list every 50.
Sure.
Listen,
that's like you're pulling this one thing, but like the Chili Peppers have gone back to him multiple times. The fucking,
but I mean, the
Chili
Chili
Peppers
Peppers
has gone back to him. You're not giving that guy points on your album. If it's just like, hey, could you make a phone call for me? Like,
hold on a second.
That's ridiculous.
Sure. Here's
hold on a second.
Specifically about the Chili Peppers.
Let's talk about the Chili Peppers.
Yeah,
1990, Blood Sugar Sex Magic, Red Hot Chili Peppers, 7 times platinum, right? And you said, you're like, no, it doesn't matter. You said in the beginning, you're like, hey, he has good albums that come out of him.
Absolutely.
But here's where his producing comes in. And it says in the fucking My Sox Are funded Wikipedia that I pay $3.26 for every year. You're welcome. Unlike the Peppers' previous producers, Rubin was someone the band felt confident in to ask for guidance and input during times of difficulty. He would often help arrange drum beats, guitar melodies, and lyrics. Over a month later, Rubin stumbled upon a poem that eventually became the lyrics to Under the Bridge. And he sat there and told Anthony, he's like, you need to share this with the band. And they shared it. We shared it with the band, and they went right to work making the whole fucking song. And Under the Bridge, it just propels them to the fucking insane heights that the Red Hot Chili Peppers got to. It's just that's like something. And then they went right back for the next record, Californication, 7 times platinum again.
So Rudy, absolutely believe that the only Red Hot Chili Peppers song that doesn't have the stupidest lyrics of all time would be a stone poem that Rick Rubin found somewhere. So I have to say, here's the thing. I absolutely like Blood Sugar Sex Magic. It rules. They came back for Californication, and this is my really big gripe with this guy. He is one of the main reasons that everything in the 90s and 2000s sounds like shit.
It's not true.
No. So he is one of the primary drivers of the loudness war, because Rick Rubin's main thing is, what sounds really cool when shit's really loud. So he puts everything out to the max,
with that.
and then it compresses the hell out of the file. So there's no dynamic range in anything that he produces from 1998 on.
I got one problem with that. And it's because how much he produced Slayer. And
there's him a lot.
Oh, you want to talk about how he produced Slayer?
I think
how it convinced them to make a new metal album.
Seasons in the Abyss is an example of after two legendary thrash albums, he was able to make something not by making it super loud. He made probably one of the most accessible death metal albums, of thrash metal albums, whatever you want to call it, of all time, with Slayer. And Seasons of the Abyss is that. I mean, I don't think a lot of people would say Seasons of the Abyss sucks, but I think a lot of metalheads would say that Seasons of the Abyss has a lot of production to it that other metal at the time didn't. And so I would say if you're saying he only does loud, that's the antithesis of it with what he did with Seasons of the Abyss.
No. Even that, and he does what Johnny Cash later. Those ones are still loud. They are still mastered at a way where they if you look at the actual file that they put,
sure,
it's just a straight line. There is no peaks and valleys because he's compressed the shit out of it. And I don't know, the Slayer album, that's the new metal one.
Seasons in the Abyss is the new metal album? Get the
no, Diabolus and Musica.
All right, let's not go that far. You said
okay, so this is
there's a certain point where it's not good anymore. I get it. But he had good stuff that he started with too. You got to remember that.
I think that people love to remember that he did have some absolute good songs, or from artists who were great. And he put out like, that's the other thing. He put out like 10 albums a year. And if you're actually doing full production on albums, there's no fucking way you're putting that many albums out.
So this is where I thought your
when did they put it? When did he put out
be,
10 albums
Rudy?
a year?
So this is like
I ain't seeing that.
I was thinking about like what could Rudy be coming with conspiracy theory wise, and I thought two things. I thought one, he could be coming with like a lot of these artists were on labels that he was associated with, and this motherfucker just slapped his name on it, didn't do shit. Or two,
I think
that you think that he's like pulled the wool over a bunch of people's eyes, like a cult leader or something, somehow has convinced people, no, you need me, and this is great. Like I was ready for one of those two. Like the loudness thing has kind of like got me like I can't believe this is the argument.
So no. Okay, so I think that he makes albums sound worse through his production. That's
not true.
As a producer, yes, it is. But
like 99 Problems is one of the best produced songs I ever heard.
He produced Tom Petty's first album without the Heartbreakers, and then Tom Petty was like, "This is so bad. This is so bad. You produced it so shitty." Or at least I would think that if Tom Petty had as good of an ear as Rudy, that I'm not going to hire you back ever again. He hires him for 2 more albums. No, like I don't get how that happens.
A guy that doesn't need him doesn't need the notoriety, and you're also just saying like you were forgetting in the 80s that Run DMC was not Run DMC yet. LL Cool J was not LL Cool J yet. Beastie Boys were not the Beastie Boys yet. Like him producing those records that set the tone of how they were going to start. Like made them who they were too, like helped them become who they were. I you can't just discount that. And I think even setting a mood is a big deal for like a producer, like getting these people to work together. It's like there's probably better coaches than Phil Jackson, but Phil Jackson can just get in somebody's head and like say, hey, listen, this is how we're going to do this. And this is how we're going to work as a team. Like getting those people together like that is good. Now, the most important thing, or the thing that you should really focus on with Rick Rubin, is how is that motherfucker so fat when he's a vegan? Like that is the craziest part to me. The motherfucker don't eat meat, don't eat whatever. It's just fucking man-made product, and he is the size of a hippopotamus with a big old beard. I don't get it. That is like the craziest part of Rick Rubin's life. Big beard, huge dude, vegan.
Gotta like vegan man.
Don't get it.
Gotta like vegan man for sure.
Like you can't eat that many beans, man. You cannot eat that many beans. I don't know.
But it is funny you mentioned 99 Problems, and like
I love it.
He did 99 Problems, great song. He did Toxicity, great album. He did a bunch of stuff that early was good. But for all of that stuff, there's all the shit that you forgot that he did. And we're talking about some war crime level songs here. That terrible Kid Rock song where he rips off somehow both Werewolves of London and Sweet Home Alabama and them together to make
He's a rapper
with solo in the wrong key, which is always a great part. All right, Fred Durst covering Behind Blue Eyes and taking the bridge out of it, but also Fred Durst singing Behind Blue Eyes. That's Poison's horrific cover of Kiss, his fault.
Rudy, we've all done things for money, all right?
Weezer, Beverly Hill, and that entire shitty album. That's his fault. All right, all the bad Red Hot Chili Peppers, terrible shit. Death Magnetic, that's his fault. Ed Sheeran's X, that's his fault. That shitty Pumpkins album from like 5 years ago, that's his fault.
That's pretty shitty.
And,
be honest.
And he's lost his fastball so much. He made the one Imagine Dragons album, like double album, that you didn't hear in Target when you went to go spend $300 on shit that isn't the one thing you went in for. All right, like. If you can't get Imagine Dragons to play in Target, you are fully cooked.
So Rudy, let me ask you a question then. You're a musician. You're walking. You're gonna record a record, and you only have 2 options. You can get Rick Rubin to do your album, or Ross Robinson really feels like he can make you sound like the next Coal Chamber. Which guy are you going with?
Can I have Final Cut to reduce the volume on the Rubin output? Because he's not going to show up, right? And then I can rip off American Girl just like Strokes, and no one's going to sue me because he's got him on speed dial, baby.
Man, I'm glad you didn't back down.
I would just like to point out Jay-Z, System of a Down, Rage. If you guys are listening and you need a chubby bearded white guy to hang out with you and tell you your music sounds cool, you can hit me up and I will do this shit for half the cost of premium.
They are
and I will
regular.
make sure
listeners.
your final product does not come compressed as shit. It's win-win for everybody. This offer is not valid to Sharon, Fred Durst, or Kid Rock. You would need to pay me at least the Rick Rubin rate to lie to you.
MSS is correct. Jay-Z is a regular listener, so
Regular
We'll get the word out to him.
Hov has got me on speed dial. Whenever he needs some Irish whiskey, I got it for him. You know, I got all sorts of things for him.
Rudy, appreciate you coming on, man.
Thanks
and
for coming
defending
Wolves,
defending your take. I like that you got in there and defending your take, talking about how Rick Rubin is the Pedro Grifal of the music industry.
No. Pedro Grifal's funny.
Wow. All right, man. I look forward to seeing you at the park, hopefully soon. I didn't get a hug last time because I was out of town, so I'm looking forward to that, man. I'll talk to you later.
Maybe makes it hard, but I'm going to try to make it to a couple more games.
There you go.
Thanks for
Congratulations.
Thank you,
Later,
Rudy.
buddy.
Appreciate you, baby.
I
That was good.
like-
I enjoyed that. That was good.
I like that he didn't back down on it. I like that
did not
didn't back
back
down
down.
on it, even when
Now he
incredibly wrong.
won't back down.
He had a lot of material. You guys, all of you had a lot of material. I'm impressed that I was able to throw that in there and get you guys going.
This is the hardest part. It's like, well, you know, he produced all this shit, but then it's like, but he also produced all this good stuff. So if you're gonna blame him at the end for producing the bad stuff, you have to give him all the credit for the shit before it. It's like with the managers, the same. You know, we talk about in baseball. To bring it back to baseball, you're like, oh well,
Right.
you know, hey, you know, Tony La Russa got a lot out of these guys. Well, he also got 101 lost season out of these guys, you know, or 100 or nearly 100 lost season out of these guys. So it's just like you got to have the good and the bad. You can't blame the players here and there. You got to.
Everybody who's recorded an album has had a different experience with a different person that has recorded that album, whether it be that they're solely an engineer and just recording the stuff for you, or they're producer, or they're somewhere between, you know. And like when you think about what huge bands have, because there's like, you look at the album liner for some of these things, and it's like 50 people worked on this thing, right? Like, and it's like, it's like, so what does this guy actually do? It's tough to discern. And so you kind of have to go by like, how many great records has this person produced, and how many times do artists go back to him? And that's kind of the way I look at it. Rudy does not look at it that way. But that's fine. I mean, like it's music. It's subjective, right? Like, so.
Well, I think too, he was honing in more on the quality of the potential work that he could be in charge of. You guys were looking at the quality of the entire body of the thing. And so like his thought was maybe a little more, someone who's better at doing this could have got that done right. And you guys are more looking at someone who is better at doing that might not have been able to get everything else to work well for this thing so that they could all come together and make the album.
It's tough to say this guy doesn't do shit on these albums. He doesn't show up. He's not around. But somehow he's there for the mastering of the album and did a bad job on it. And like he's the one that sat down and mastered the album. Like it conflicts with itself. But let's get to a couple drinks. So like Clutch Hat Trick says, cheers, appreciate you guys. Cheers, man. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, Trick. Appreciate you.
I'm on my second little bottle tonight, so we're doing good.
Sammy Davis says, I'll throw in $2,000 more for this guy to never have a take about music ever.
All right.
Cheers. That's
Deal.
not gonna happen.
Sammy, you ain't got no $2,000. Shut the fuck up.
I've known Rudy for a long time. He's gonna have takes about music all damn day.
Oh,
Yep.
he'll never stop.
But the comments were good. The comments, some of them were in agreement, some were fighting back. It seemed like people were enjoying the debate, so that was good.
Yeah, it's a fun debate, like especially these things where you don't really know, and also like it's your level of enjoying this music, right? Like, I mean, like think about we had the comment in the Ajou where it's like, I don't know any of these albums you guys are talking about, right? Like, so like if that's the case and you're listening to newer music, the only thing maybe you've heard from Rick Rubin is mediocrity. There's not like there's a chance that you've only caught shitty albums from him and be like, who Rick Rubin, fuck that guy. So
he has some interesting, but there's some different ones. Not always the best. No.
This is a great comment though. You can't polish a turd. That is true. As someone who has written and played some turds in their life, all the production in the world.
That's not true. all
baby,
of your shit is great.
Every musician has written some very shitty songs. Some of us have put them out on albums.
Not every song's a banger on any album, you know. Come on.
No, I mean, like think about how difficult that is to do, right? Like, I mean, like we get maybe 4 or 5 good shows a year.
Here. 4 or 5 real good ones. We're like, we're proud of that one right there.
We didn't have constant access to an 8-track, so that you won't catch a lot of my work out there anymore. So it was nice.
Baby,
Rick Rubin can make us good, though. That's all I'm saying.
The intro to this show was recorded on an 8-track mixer in my parents' basement.
Yeah.
So, you know, sometimes when you have absolute gold like that intro is, doesn't matter who the fuck's
a banger, baby.
Although,
that was a banger live too.
My guy Augie, he did a great job on it. He did a great job on that. But let's get into a little bit of White Sox talk, fellas. A little bit of White Sox talk here. Now, the Sox have actually been good as of late. Oh, better than bad, which is, as we know from the log song, is good. Excluding Tommy Pham, what's your key to the White Sox recent winning ways? And MSS, I'm going to start with you, buddy.
Oh, so here's the deal. Before the season started, right? We referred to a lot of the players that were picked up as fucking lottery tickets. And guess what, guys? We hit on a few of them. Like, they're starting to come around. Corey Lee is obviously the biggest fucking surprise out of all of them, right? That guy looked like a stinker right out the gate. I don't think any of us were like, hey, this guy's going to do really good next year. We're like, at least we'll have 2 catchers on the team. You know, like with Martin.
They signed 2 guys so that he wouldn't play.
Like they tried to push him out of there. They did not even want him to be on the roster. Like,
Stancy's just not. But
they didn't know that though. They brought him in thinking that this guy ain't even gonna play. You know.
I mean, none of them even knew over there who he was when he was walking in on first day of opening or on spring training. So I don't think he was long for the world anyway. But no, some of them cashed in. Now, the biggest key to me is you're getting 2 starting pitchers that are just having unbelievable performances from the White Sox standard, and Garrett Crochet and Eric Fetty. Now, you think, okay, so Garrett Crochet, you're like, he's doing pretty good. No, he's doing better than Chris Sale did through his first 10 starts as a White Sox pitcher. Like, that's fucking insane.
By strikeouts, yeah. He has more strikeouts in the first 10 starts than Sale. That's a Sox record, actually, is amount of strikeouts.
Yeah.
So
he has 70, and I think Chris Sale only had 68. So we just need somebody to get 69, and then we'll be like, nice. But no, I think that the biggest thing is the 2 starting pitchers. I think Garrett Crochet and Eric Fetty. Eric Fetty has just been pitching fun, and he's good to see, fun to come watch, and he's just been dominant. I just loved it. So
I'm going to double down on that, MSS, because I think it is the pitching. The pitching is like if we're looking at like the recent wins they've had, the series that they've won. The last 8 games that they've won. So in May, they've won 8 games so far. They've only given up 13 runs in those 8 games. And 5 of those came in 1 game. Right? Like, so the pitching has been very good. And especially compared to last month, like if you look at April and March, you're looking like a little bit over 5 ERA, and it's like a little bit over 3 in May. Even a guy like Chris Flexen, who I had written off Flexen. Like, I was like, this guy's. I mean, the Sox kind of did too.
They did too. They moved to the bullpen.
In the bullpen. And like,
see you later. Let's see what Nick Nastrini has. Oh, nothing? Okay, Chris, you're going to come back.
Did his time in the pen. He came back. And even with that rocky start against the Nats, in his 3 starts in May, he's like a 3.5 ERA. He's looking good too, right? I mean, like the whole staff is seemingly coming together. I think they've kind of found the right mix of people that and it looks good so far. And they've won 8 games in May, which I didn't think we were gonna win 8 games all of May. And we're only halfway through. So like
16 days into May. We've won 8 wins.
Let's all be honest. We've looked at the rest of the schedule for this month. It could end up being 8 wins in May. But let's hope not.
Beef, I ain't scared of them teams.
Beef, where are you at this one?
Well, it's almost a clean sweep here, boys, because I am with you. It is the coggle of starting pitchers: Garrett Crochet, Eric Fetty, and Chris Flexen since Tommy Pham showed up. So this is April 26th. Now I'm going to pull up a graphic here. This group of pitchers, Tracy mentions the 8 wins. This group is 8-0 on 12 starts, 68 in the third inning, 69 Ks. That's a 2.11 ERA amongst the group, and it's not phony because the FIP is 2.79. 2.2 WAR. We were dying for anyone to have 2.2 WAR for a whole fucking season last year,
right?
Other than Luis Robert. These guys have this in like 3 weeks or however long that Tommy Pham has been, a White Sox. They're absolutely dominating. And you're right. It's like we had kind of given up on Flexen. And also, Garrett Crochet had a couple bad starts where we're like, uh-oh, is he a home run risk? He's giving up too many home runs. Oh, he's not lasting long in the games here. If you look at the innings pitched for Eric Fetty there, that's 25 2/3 over 4 starts. That's above 6 innings per start. That's really what you want your horses doing. Crochet's not going to have those big numbers. Yeah, 69 Ks is very nice. Crochet's not going to have those big numbers, but he has been super effective, 30 Ks in those 22 innings. And they're limiting the walks, boys. That is over 4-to-1 K to walk ratio. That's dominant. Like, now let's be honest with ourselves. If you could depend on 3 starters to be studs like this throughout a season, they're not going to be 8-0 and they're not going to have a 2.11 ERA. But you had a 1 or 2 reasonable like position players, league average position players. This is kind of a shitty wild card contender, and we were not expecting this kind of pitching.
Beef, that's the walks are the thing that I think is important to focus on for a minute, because I think everybody who has been watching this team for the past few years and seeing kind of the wheels fall off of the bus, like the lack of control by pitchers, it's a both sides of the coin, right? The pitchers have no fucking control, and the hitters have no idea how to control the strike zone themselves, right? Like, so those two things are like the most frustrating pieces of the old teams, right? Yep. And now you're seeing on this side of it, them starting to control the walks, them starting to like throw strikes, seeing guys put strikes on the corners is like, it's sad that is exciting. Like, cause like we should have had this, like every team has this, every good team has this. And like to see the guys doing that is actually exciting for us. So like, I think that's something that is worth focusing on, that like, yeah, it seems like these guys actually know where the ball's going to go when they release it from their hand.
You're muted, MSS. Good comment. Good comment by Curtis. Says, I think the new pitching arrangement, Bannister, etc., seems okay. Yeah, it feels like we had a shaky first month, and some of that with the starting pitchers, a little home run luck. And you're right, Treasy, they were walking too many guys. Like Flexen was walking too many guys or whatever. And you're not going to hit on everything. And the bullpen, they were shaking it out. They didn't know who the guys were yet. They fucking got rid of some guys or whatever. And the bullpen is also stabilized and look much better. They've been far from perfect, but they look like a much better group. So the Bannister pitching program looks fine as we go through May so far.
So Beef, a question for you there, right? Because like, let's think about this 2025, right? I think we all liked the way that they approached the bullpen this year.
Yep.
Get cheap guys in there, guys that do very specific things, guys that are like underappreciated that you could get on the team. And it took them all of April really to figure out who's who, who to kick to the fucking street, who to promote, who to do what with. Can they do that in the compressed time of a spring training in their second try at it? Because if they can't, this might not be a great approach, because you can't come out of the gates horrible.
No, and I don't. You shouldn't. First, I'll say I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe they can't. But you can't blame the 3-22 start entirely on the bullpen. And I think teams who take this approach, yes, there is some issues with. You have to realize when you're done with a guy, or when you move a guy out of a certain role, or changing. And I hate to give the coaching staff credit, but I think they've adjusted. on the fly, kind of, all right, we're not using this guy in this spot. This guy's going to go in this spot. Like early on, they fucked up Tim Hill's usage real bad, and he got rocked a little bit. They changed that up now, and they protect him a little more, and he's looked a lot better. He's been pretty good, you know. The Jordan Leisure is saving their asses. He has been outstanding. You know, I think at some point you start seeing guys stabilize, and they have young guys in here, so you have Leisure, and like assuming they don't trade Michael Kopech, you have a couple guys that you know are going to be part of this thing going forward. So I think it can be done, but I wouldn't depend on it to be done. Yeah, put that comment back up there. John Carney says, you know, can put this team over the top, Rick Rubin. Very possibly, very possibly. He'll record things way too loud, but other than that, he'll put them over the top.
He doesn't, Kolas would be back up because he wouldn't have to turn it down. You just turn it all the way the fuck
He'd
up.
love Kolas, you're right.
Let's get a couple drinks here. We got one from Joe Latham. He says, I accidentally swallowed my Zyn. Will I die? Yes, eventually.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be related to this.
Happy shitting. Enjoy.
Shitting out a Zyn. Hopefully it's a flavor. It's going to feel real
Hope it doesn't
nice
like
on the
blow
way
up
out.
in your colon.
Sam Massaro says, who's more caked up, Kopech or Crochet? Cheers,
It's
Sam.
Crochet, Sam. Thank you.
Yeah. The
I
guy
thought it
that
said
looks
coked
like
up at first, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, one guy's sweating a lot.
I was going to say, if it was coked up, I might change my answer. But caked up, I know it's Crochet.
I thought it was coked up too. My God, it's on my mind.
All right, so fellas,
Lordy.
we're a quarter of the way into the season. And my question to you is, what's one thing that you've learned about this team? And again, my Sox Summer, I'm going to start with you.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I have learned that I was completely wrong about Garrett Crochet becoming a fucking starter. I like that. That is the one thing that I've like look at this team and I'm like, okay. And that was why I made the new White Sox talk graphic with Fry. I was just like, I don't know if they're improving and they're getting better. Is this team better? Or are we just playing shittier opponents? I don't know I can't tell yet. But Garrett Crochet, I was definitely wrong on. Everyone was laughing. And I was probably leading the charge of how goofy it was that he became our opening day starter and had not pitched a full game ever for the White Sox. So it was like I was like, there's no way. There's no way. And I'm here to say so far I am completely wrong. And I have learned that he is actually a starting pitcher and he seems to be okay at it.
I mean, I had the same thing. I had the same thing about Crochet because I went into this going, okay, I think that like Garrett Crochet, like when we, you know, before they said he's gonna be a starter, went into this, I thought his ceiling is like Andrew Miller Light, right? That's like kind of where Andrew Miller Light sounds like a delicious drink too.
It does. It does.
The great tasting, less filling Andrew Miller Lights.
But that's kind of where I was hoping, like, okay, he could be like a high leverage guy. Like I thought that, and then they're like, oh, he's going to start. And I was like, well, he's going to pitch what, 20 pitches a game? Like, I don't know how this is going to work. And I'm so far been very impressed with him. And I think like, I felt like we learned that so quickly that maybe that wasn't something like we even felt like it was new, right? Like, because it came out of the gates hot.
Right.
Before that first game, we were like, wow. No, that first game, you're just like, holy shit. And then you're like, it's Detroit. They kind of suck. And then it's like, no, they beat us.
And you were surprised. And you were surprised how long he went in the game, too, right? Like, so I mean, like all of that together. And Beef, I have another one that I'm going to put at the end, but like, where are you at? What is something that you've learned?
Let me tell you, I relearned something. It's not something fresh that I learned here. I relearned something that I kind of relearn every year, and that it is a long ass season, boys. Like I like we come out of the gate hot and we're judging shit. And my guy Joe Sheehan calls it the NFLization of MLB, where we're football fans, so like every week really fucking matters in football. But in baseball, it's long, man. 6 months. We're gonna be here for a long time. And like, so things that we believed right out of the gate aren't true anymore. Like we touched on it already. Chris Flexen is one of the White Sox best starters. But a month ago, he's in the bullpen. We're like, they should just cut this guy. Only $1.75 million. Get him off the fucking roster. Yeah, get him out of here, right? Gavin Sheets was donned the best hitter ever in White Sox fucking history after 3 weeks. And guess what? Right now, his WRC plus is right next to Paul DeYoung. They're both hitting okay, decent, not bad. Not a great hitter, just kind of a guy. Luis Roberts' injury was a season killer. Guess what? he's going to be back in a week or two. We've been red hot, and we've actually been on an upswing without a Luis Robert, right? Robbie Grossman wasn't here to start the season. He shows up. He couldn't hit at all. Then they actually flipped him for something. Unbelievable shit is happening before our eyes. MSS mentions it in the beginning. Corey Lee wasn't even on the fucking roster. He might be the White Sox all-star this year. You don't know what's going on. The season is so goddamn long that whatever the fuck someone's screaming about right now, just wait 2 or 3 weeks and shit will change and some different thing will happen. And you just got to sit back and you can look really smart by just not committing to anything early in the season, just waiting and seeing. Because now we're a quarter into the year. The White Sox had a terrible start. What they look like right now was what we all called before the season. Just a regular bad team is what they look like. They kind of look like a regular bad team who's probably going to get hot in some spots. They'll get real cold and lose 5 or 6 in a row, and everyone will be like, oh, this is the worst team ever. But I don't think they really are. It just, you got to wait sometimes. It's just a goddamn long-ass season, and you got to remember that.
Loaf, you have to enjoy it while it's happening, too, because if you take a look at an old friend alert down in Miami, Jake Berger getting his own bobblehead this weekend, he not doing so hot. Not so good. Not great. So you
just in the comments, too, he says Kevin Pillar's red hot. The Sox cut Kevin Pillar 2 weeks ago. He cannot stop hitting. Shit happens during a baseball season. You just got to let it happen to you.
My Sox, I'm a great segue from you into what I wanted to talk about, because you talk about Jake Berger, and that is a trade blamed on Kenny Williams. Well, it was bad, and now I'm waiting to see who it gets attributed to if it ever gets good. Like if Jake Eater comes up and it's good, and Jake Berger's career it doesn't turn into what we thought it was gonna. Like, is that a Rick Hahn trade? And the thing that I think I've learned about Getz is we're trying to like figure out who Chris Getz is and what he's gonna do, how he's gonna operate. He's got more Kenny than he has Rick, is what I'm seeing early.
Great call,
because
that's a great call.
Like, you knew if you went into a season and you had a rough start under Kenny Williams, there's shit going. Like, people are getting cut, people are getting traded, they're bringing in new people. Like,
yell at you.
Getz is definitely gone that way. Like,
yes,
Grossman, Pham, all these moves. He's gone through a lot of bullpen guys already.
I was going to say Treese, and even the guys they didn't dump. Chris Flexen, you're going to the bullpen. Now Mike Soroka, you're going to the bullpen. Like 9 starts, we've seen enough. Get your ass in the bullpen. Let's see if you can figure this out or not. He is quick to push the button there.
Nastrini down quick.
Yeah,
it's not looking good. You're going down. Schuster, they're like, we're just going to keep cycling you, whatever we feel like doing. Like, it's like there is far more movement than I would expect from a Rick Hahn team. This just feels more like a Kenny Williams team. Now, take that as you will, right? Like, I mean, you might hate Kenny Williams, and you might be like, oh, man, I can't take another Kenny Williams. I don't want a Rick Hahn. So, like, I'm glad that it's not Rick Hahn. So, I think that, like, if there's it, this is a little bit of a positive for me. It may be something that makes you vomit. I don't know. But, like, for me, it's a bit of a positive. It's someone who is, like, paying attention to every detail and making a move to get just a little bit better whenever they can. This team still stinks, man. Like, I'm not saying Getz fixed it.
Correct.
I'm just saying that Getz made it less worse because he was like, fuck, I fucked this up. I got to fix something right now. Right. Like, so I think that's kind of like where my mind is, that like Chris Getz is going to be very hands-on. He's going to make moves if he thinks things aren't going in the right direction. If Rick Hahn was like that in 2020, this whole thing could be very different.
That's true.
This whole thing could be very different. Yep. But he wasn't. And he fucking sat on his hands at the trade deadline, and it cost Rick Renteria's job. And so, like, I think, like,
sure did.
I don't think we're going to get that out of Getz. Now, Pedro Grifol still needs to get fired, and I want to see that happen soon.
Well, that's true.
But I think that, like, so far, I've liked that he's just in there. I like that he's getting in there, getting his hands dirty, saying, I fucked up. Let's fix this.
Yeah, and Treese, the transactionality of it, I love too. They haven't all been winners. And like Tim Maher brought up in the comments, they cut Kevin Pillar. He's hitting his fucking ass off now. You probably could have had that here. They made the trade with Gregory Santos. The return hasn't done a goddamn fucking thing since it showed up. None of it is materialized. So they won't all be winners. Get that in your head and realize they won't all be winners.
Keep playing.
Just keep going, right? The Tommy Pham thing, gigantic home run, right? So far, we're almost a month into Tommy Pham.
Gigantic home run with no home runs.
With the home runs. Yeah, exactly. But you get the idea. If they're going to be transactional, don't hang your hat. If you're going to keep going and going and going, don't hang your hat on, that one was screwed up or whatever. In the Han era, if they made it or didn't make it, it was so lasting because they never moved to the next thing ever. And Getz is going to keep moving. At least that's the way it looks so far.
Yeah.
Oh, my Sox summer, man.
Is it that time?
Need you to pay some bills, my man.
All right.
Pedal to the floor, feeling the rush, driving a Mazda in the month of May, rolling through the streets, so much fun. Mazda of Orland Park, where dreams come true. Windows down, wind in my hair, cruising with style, not a single care. The music blasting, we're on our way. Mazda of Orland Park, let's seize the day. Zooming through May, with Mazda we play, feeling the power, we're here to stay. Mazda of Orland Park, the place to be. Come and join the fun, come and set yourself free. Come and join the fun.
So edit that.
No way. Do not edit that.
You know what I like about the keytar at the end, MSS? When you mastered it, you maxed out the volume. And that's how I like to listen to music.
Yes, you did.
I threw
Speaking
that.
of maxing out the
Crazy.
volume and beautiful intro music, guys, it's time for
Smash
Or
pass. 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 Smash
or
pass.
Man.
somehow that 15-second smash or pass thing is longer than both of the commercials combined.
Come on. Couldn't agree more. In the
You're in
comments
charge,
right
my Sox summer.
Yeah, all right.
Baloney says in the comments, MSS is the Rick Rubin of White Sox Twitter ads. Take that however you like.
I take it really good. I think that I love his shit. Like literally, 99 Problems. I was like, this is Rick Rubin producing the song because it sounds like Rick Rubin, something he would do. And then it was, and I was like, I just had my come to Jesus moment there. And I was like, yes.
Let's get
This is
ourselves
good
a drink
stuff.
before we get into this.
do
Joey
that.
P says, cheers, homies.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Joey
to you,
P.
Oh, Joey, cheers, my friend.
All right. So I don't know if you guys know, but there's been a lot of talk and a lot of stuff out there about the ballpark sausage. I was just trying to bring up that fucking picture and I cannot find it. So no big
it's in
deal.
here. Hang on.
I think it got deleted. Oh, there it is. No, it's right here.
I got it for you.
Oh, you got it. There you go.
you
So we talked about this, and then this past weekend. Yep, there's me chowing down on it. You can't see me and my daughter right next to me. Me going, get away from me. You don't have to always be right on top
Have
of
some
me.
Dots pretzels.
Eat some pretzels and just please be quiet. Daddy's working. So I thought
Looks like
Smash or
work,
Pass.
too.
I know, right? Smash or Pass. We would do good, like unique ballpark food and see if you guys will smash or pass this offering. Okay.
Yeah.
First up, it's this guy.
Oh,
It's the Mets Championship Burger. It's made with the famous Pat LaFrida beef, but it's the toppings that really matter here, namely lobster. The burger features a creamy Maine lobster seafood salad on top and is coated in a cheesy lobster fondue. It's even on a fancy fennel brioche bun because you wouldn't want lobster on a measly hamburger roll. Boys.
I'm
Treasy, I already
I'm
know what
past.
you're going to do, so
past.
go ahead. You go
I'm
first.
past. That's Mayo City in that fucking lobster. They're not giving you they're not giving you huge chunks of lobster, no matter what that picture looks like. They're giving you a fucking glob of mayo with like a little bit of lobster chunks in it, and like probably fake lobster. And I'm out on that. That's a shit your pants at the park thing. I don't know how you eat that. Like, no, I'm out.
MSS, I'm going to be honest. The look of it, even before you described it, I kind of like, for me personally, I was like, oh, I like everything on there. I just don't want all of it together. It's like you don't take all the courses of your meal and dump them in a blender and blend them up and drink them, right? That's what that is like to me. There's too much shit in there all together. I would eat them separately. I would eat that beautiful burger and I would eat that lobster, salad, basically. I would like the lobster salad by itself in a nice little cup or whatever. I could see myself getting down in a ball game on that. I'm not so much for burgers at games, but I love burgers in general. But all that together, I don't think so. I'm not having all that. Like I can't.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna wash it down with a beer. No thanks.
Champagne or beer.
Yeah.
I also would pass. I would not eat that there. I would eat it, not at a ballpark. That is not something that I trust. I don't trust anything mail related at ballparks.
Yeah, it's a smart choice.
Not going to do that. Number 2, our good friends, the Pittsburgh Pirates, have what is called the Renegade Hot Dog. It's a 12-inch dog topped with shredded beef pot roast, caramelized onions, pickle slices, and the most adorable mini pierogies. It's like 3 amazing dishes all in one bun. So now it's shredded beef pot roast on top of this.
Yeah.
With the onions and the pickle slices and pierogies. Beef, you're up first. You doing this dog or what?
You know what, baby? That's a huge smash right there. Here's the only thing I would do. I'd make a slight adaptation. I don't need so many pickles on that thing. I'm not a pickle guy to begin with. A few pickles in there, just kind of to add a little flavor is fine. I don't need 17 pickles. I'll be honest with you, but overall it looks great. I'm smashing the hell out of that.
Chorizo.
Yeah. Beef, I'm right in line with you. What I would get it with the normal amount of pickles. And I'd come back to the seat and I'd be like, Cornsy, I got you some pickles. Pick these off of there so I can eat this big ass meat thing here that we're doing.
With pierogi, obviously.
The pierogies are gonna be
that's like the best part.
I'm gonna eat it. I'm very down with that.
So, Chorizo, my question to you, are pierogies a condiment that you'll pick if we ever do another condiment draft?
Now, yes. Now,
Cleared the way for him.
I didn't know that shredded pot roast could be a condiment. I'm in.
I didn't either. Fucking fantabulous. I wonder if there's
great.
any Pittsburgh history things that made up a fake sandwich and blasted all over and got almost 2 million views, and then they had to make it. So maybe this was last year. All right, next up, number 3. It's a Bria egg rolls. It's deep fried egg rolls filled with shredded seasoned beef. They come with a creamy dipping sauce and sliced Fresno chilies. Chorizo, you gonna eat these egg rolls?
I'm gonna smash this, but when I order it, I'm gonna say, give me one of those tiny burritos that are deep fried. I want one of those things.
That's racialist.
There's no fucking egg roll to this. They made a little burrito, deep fried it, and said it's an egg roll.
There's no beans. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Beef. What? How about you? You fucking with these egg rolls?
Oh, baby, that's a huge smash, especially if they don't put the little drizzle on top of the egg roll and they bag that thing like they bag the churros at Sox Park. Bro, I would eat those things all game. Like you get like a 3-4 bags in the second inning, and then we go back in the 6th inning and get 3-4 more bags, and we're chewing on them thing all game because they're very portable. You're just like, okay, I'll just pick one out of the trough. I'm gonna hit this one real quick. Then I'll get back to my beer. It's a great treat for a ball game for sure.
Yeah, I need that in the bag that we had all the shooters in on the way out. We need like a bag that bag. Yeah,
give us a bag. MSS has to hold it all game though, so we can just dig in there. We need
I don't know, man. I don't want to burn my balls.
Sure you.
All right, number 4. Over here in Denver, you got the Rockies are doing a dino rib. which is weird because their mascot is a dinosaur. So I don't know if you're eating the mascot or what, but it's a 20
or eating them out.
Yeah, I mean it is a female. It is a female dinosaur. 20-ounce beef rib still on the bone, so you can swing it around for every homer, or eat it with a little more gracefully with the paratha bread it comes with. Paratha, I don't know what the fuck that is. It comes with, and there's also a herb salad on the side, presumably to counter all that beefiness. I mean, boys, I don't know if I need to ask you, but Loaf, you getting down on this beef?
You know, this beef is like an easy smash, but I don't need any of the other stuff. Just give me the beef on the bone, and I'm eating right there. And then when I'm done with the bone, like that's to protect myself as I leave the ballpark. Like that's the kind of meal I'm looking at right here. It looks tremendous, but I don't want the salad attached. You can't eat that shit at the ballpark.
No, you don't need the salad.
Throw that on the floor. And I love salads. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not eating that at the ballpark, and then I don't need the bread with it. Just let me gnaw on the bone and the meat, and there we go. We got it, man.
I'm looking at this. This is like naan, right? It's naan or like a fucking. Yeah, come on. What do you got, Treasy?
The problem I got with this is that this ain't in the actual ballpark. This is in some special section, because even all this salad and shit with it, that's definitely getting served on a plate or something in a place that I'm not going to be. But if you just had the brontosaurus rib, like Fred Flintstone, I take that shit right back to my seat. By the time I get to my seat, it's just a bone, and I throw it at somebody. Like that's all that's left. Like, I don't know. I would love to smash this, but I have a feeling that I'm not allowed in the part of the park that has this.
Our kind is not allowed there, Tracy. I love this comment though. Even just me talking about eating. Chris Gonzo says, can't confirm beef. The camera does add 5 pounds. So I got 5 pounds. Even if I just talk about eating something, I get fatter during the show. That's
So does it freak you guys out? Like, because our cafeteria was run by Aramark. Like, do you see the Aramark flag and all these foods? And does it give you like a flashback to like high school meals or grade school meals? Because I'm always like,
I'm a little worried about Aramark beef ribs because
right?
I don't know,
it's just odd to see it like this, like it's just there, and you're like, wait a second, what is going on?
See, that one I trust because like if it's a hot dog. If it's like street food, I'm in, man. But like that's why I'm a little concerned about the beef.
Now wait a minute, the D rib, Treasy, elite. I would eat a D rib right goddamn now. I don't know if it's meat, but I would eat it right now.
I hate to break this to you. That wasn't ribs.
Was it the patty rib?
It was the patty rib, of course. It was like the rib. Yeah.
I'm
not
shocked
quite as good,
like
but it was.
I'm really shocked you like the.
It's the only time I get school lunch, man. I get the D rib and some fries, baby. Let's go.
D rib. All right.
D rib. Let's go.
Number 5. We're gonna be here, coming up soon. Maybe we'll get to try this. 108 road trip up to Milwaukee, June 1st. It is the Brewers Doggone Foul. This Brewers creation doesn't look crazy at first glance, but then you notice it. A chicken finger. Yep, it's nestled right in there with the hot dog. Plus, there's cheese and tater tots for good measure, because who doesn't like those? There's also some ranch on the chicken finger and secret stadium sauce, especially if AmFan Field. That's like a sweet barbecue sauce on the hot dog. Chorizo, ranch, and barbecue sauce. You okay with them condiments? You gonna smash this dog?
Fuck this stupid thing. Is that tater tots on top?
Yeah.
Look.
Should be cheese
First
curds,
of all,
to be honest.
jettison.
That's what I thought it was at first. I myself.
Jettison the.
Me too.
It should be cheese curds on top. There shouldn't be whatever fucking Kraft cheese singles are floating around under there. And throw that chicken finger
cheddar
out. That chicken finger has nothing to do with this whole fucking thing. Give me the goddamn hot dog with cheese curds on it. You're done.
Yeah,
I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This
Totally
is
agree.
a bunch of bullshit. This is like, well, we had a bunch of leftovers. This is what I eat when I get home from the park. I'm like, well, I got 80 things, but I can mash them all into one sandwich. That's what I'm gonna eat because I've had 142 beers.
Put that back up there. Why is the chicken thing there? It's not even fully in the bun. It's like
Well,
it's like, there was some room here. Let's throw a chicken finger.
This is bullshit, man.
We've gone out all weekend with my kids, and this is in their leftover take-home boxes, and no one's gonna eat it, but I'm not gonna waste it, dog. You know, like that's what I.
Yeah,
think
I'm not a hater of the chicken finger. I like the chicken finger, and I like the hot dog. I'm not a tater tots guy. No offense to anyone who loves tater tots.
tots.
I'm just not on tater tots. And Tracy's right. Look at that fucking bullshit cheese, man. Give me some real cheese there. I agree with you. I agree with you guys that if it was just a hot dog with cheese curds on top, that would be sweet. I'd be down on that. Real simple, nice, and I would give that a shot for sure. This is a pass for me just because I'm just not really sure what it is. Like I don't know what it is.
This is a great.
So
comment.
you're passing
they
on
really
this too.
overthought that hot dog, or underthought it. You can't tell.
I'm not sure.
So you guys are both out. I can't wait. So we're up there on the 108 road trip or the Milwaukee tailgate. And Josh Nelson comes down and goes, "Look what I got, guys. I got the doggone foul. It's got a chicken finger and ranch and blah, blah, blah." And I can't wait till he does it. Because before Josh Nelson used to be all up in he'd be all up in our comments. He'd be talking shit to us, but then they had to hire James Fegan. Now he's actually got to work. So
Guernsey says she's ordering. She's going to order. Yes, I love it.
Of course.
Stick it right in your face, Teresa. Yes.
Wow.
She'll be gone for 6 innings trying to get it, and I'll be at the casino. It'll all work out.
It's all going to work out. Okay. Another place that we're going on a road trip this year, Kansas City.
Oh.
It is the Back to Blue Burger. Burger complete with a bright blue bun to match the team's colors. It's got bacon, blue cheese, buffalo-style aioli, lettuce, and tomato. So otherwise, it's a pretty standard buffalo blue burger. And then they had to say, we don't know how the dye from the bun comes out later, but more than likely, if it's anything, remember my cookie cake incident where I was eating all the blue Chicago Bears icing, it turns your shit green. So you will be shitting green and not be able to turn in your test. Beef, you smashing or passing this blue burger?
I am smashing the hell out of this, man.
Nice.
I love burgers with bacon and blue cheese, and I love the waffle fry on the side. The blue bun does not deter me one fucking bit. I'll eat blue tortilla chips or blue whatever the fuck. I'm not worried about that. I'll even peel off the green mold from a piece of bread and eat that. So I'm not deterred by color. But the burger looks good. I mean, like that is something that I would sacrifice eating a burger at a game for. So I'm an easy smash on this.
Interesting. All right.
Chorizo. Huge pass for me.
Of course.
Huge pass for me. And it's not even the fucking blue burger. It's the blue cheese. I'm not like beef. I don't want to eat mold. I'm a mold guy. But beef, here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing on this one. You're going to try and eat that at the game where it's 640 degrees or know that when we get back to the casino we're staying at, that they're going to have that late night burger place open and me and you are going to eat cheeseburgers in the dark. Come on.
That's probably what's actually going to happen, but that looks good to me. You're right about that. The heat might be a factor in me trying to eat that burger, but it looks good. I like it. You know,
that moldy ass cheese in like 104 degrees temperature. Get the fuck out of here. I'm out on that.
I got to go get a big ice cream after that. If I do it. Just to wash, you got to wash it down. You got.
Do they have a waterfall milkshake or something there, or what?
I'll be at the Target getting you a new pair of pants.
Just khaki,
baby wipes.
Just get him some khakis. Like Jim Harbaugh. Get him some khakis from Target. We had to stop him from going to Walmart to buy khakis because he likes them. That was before he was a cheating scumbag up in Michigan. So. Had to get out. He was getting too hot. I also would like to eat cheeseburgers with you guys at the casino in Kansas City, so please look into that, Wolf.
I'm on that, baby.
All right.
I'm on that.
Last thing.
Fuck you, but you're right.
Last thing.
Blunt, but he's got a point.
In Atlanta, it's called the Fielder's Catch. It's fair food at its finest. Fielder's Catch has 2 lobster tails, 3 fried oysters, sweet potato fries, candy bacon, shredded lettuce, tomatoes, and a spicy peach remoulade in a split top bun. It's pretty much a full seafood dinner. Now, my first question is, fair food, who the fuck is eating goddamn lobster tails at the fair? Not me. It's usually just deep fried shit, right? So,
MSS,
loaf? Oh, go ahead, Teresa.
I think
you go first.
Me and Beef got to tell you about something because you're thinking of beautiful, delicious lobster tails that you would get at a fine dining restaurant
or Red Lobster.
You've never you've never gone to a downtown seedy casino with me and Beef and played until you get the free meal, which includes their famous surf and turf, which is fried to shit, thinnest, disgusting lobster you've ever had, and a horse that just ran at the track down the street. And it's delicious.
Because you're winning.
And I'm smashing that fair meal there.
All
like that.
right.
Oh, baby.
So.
Give me that. You know why? Because I could grab that with one hand. I could eat that thing, crush it, eat all that delicious seafood-ish stuff that's on there. And at the same time, I'll go run back to Beef's house and shit my pants.
Man, all right. So we got a smash
The
from
winner for
Treasy.
you, Beef.
Beef. You smash or pass in this beautiful thing.
I mean, it looks great. I would eat absolutely everything there. The only issue I have, like from being at like a huge smash here, is
sweet potato fries.
it's just no. I love sweet potato fries. I think they're delicious. It's just like I feel like if I was eating this at the ballpark, like seafood would be falling off of me onto the ground or whatever. Like I just don't. I would be such a messy eater. Like you guys, if I pull up with this, get the cameras out and start videoing me.
Yeah.
Because shit is going to happen. There's going to be fried oyster in my hair or whatever. I mean, it's like a messy looking sandwich. Probably be worth it. So I'm going to go smash, but not a big smash. Minor smash there.
All right. I'd be smashing that shit too. And they got good craft beer down there. They got that Terrapin Brewery down there. So I'd wash that down with a beer. Rare occasion, I'd actually drink beer that night. So
Bless your heart.
I got to ask a question because we got into some sides here, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that I think me and Beef might be on the wrong side of history on something here.
Bear food.
I'm with Beef. I never order if the tater tots are an option, I'm never ordering.
0% of the time. That's correct.
They're never a choice for me. Like
no,
I'll take any other type of fry.
Agreed.
Like
any other potato that not tater tot. Correct.
Steak fry.
Oh yeah, steak fry.
Take steak fry over that easily. No,
steak
not
fry
even
trash.
All day.
Okay.
Steak fry is a better version of a tater tot. If you want something potatoey,
nah, dude.
Steak fry is better than the tater tot.
So here, listen.
Beef says we're wrong. You guys are wrong.
I'm seriously.
I'm not wrong. You guys are wrong.
That we're wrong. We're wrong about tater tots. Yeah,
I like tater tots. Tater tots to me are like a more portable version of a hash brown. They're fucking delicious, and you get a lot of crisp. I like that crisp factor. And you can put stuff on the tater tots. You can't usually fries. You can put stuff on too, but tater tots I think hold up a lot better because they're crispier. I think they're much better in that like regard that you can just load them. So
here's the thing, MSS. A lot of places make French fries, and there's variants of French fries all over the place.
Right. Yeah.
And it's rare you run into a shitty French fry. You do from time to time. You get the French fries delivered to your house and they're steamed, and that's not great.
Yeah, or they're cold or whatever.
Yeah.
A good 50% of tater tots are below average.
That.
You get a bad tater.
True.
Like
they're not crisp enough. Like you're mentioning, when it's crisp on the outside, it's decent.
You get a bullshit tater tot.
It doesn't always line up. I agree with Treasy on this. Yeah.
So you're talking about variance in like just the ordering and place to place. I would say that the same is true for all potato products that are deep fried and then come out. I think that you can't trust it just because it is. Like seasoned fries, seasoned curly fries, probably my number one, right? From Arby's, that's probably my favorite fry.
The Arby's curly fry is terrific. There's no question.
That's the goat, right? Yeah. And regular random fry, McDonald's. McDonald's it's got it locked down. I don't know what they put in that grease. Great fries.
There's
great
no question.
But I'm telling you, tater tot, man, he's number 3. He's number 3 right there over steak fries, maybe over waffle fries. Waffle fries are good too. Same deal though.
Fry?
Baby, waffle fry is delicious, man.
Sometimes waffle fries can be a little bit too thick, and they don't get all the way cooked.
Not the cross streams here on our sponsors, but Punky's waffle fry, terrific.
Oh yeah, those
I gotta
are
say
actually
too,
pretty good.
having just been out on the East Coast, and especially in the Baltimore area,
yeah,
everybody's missing out on like just throw some fucking Old Bay on the fucking French fries, man. Wonderful.
Oh, dude.
Wonderful. Why is no one else doing? Why is it only there?
Yeah.
They got Old Bay. They got Old Bay on the kids' fucking little goldfish crackers, and I saw it at the store, and I was like, would I eat that? And then I was like, no, because it's for children. First off, that the goldfish are for children, and they're trying to trick me into starting eating goldfish, and I'm not. I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that. I will get some Old Bay and put it on a cracker if I want to do that. I do not need to get the fucking Old Bay fucking goldfish crackers that my girls will get into and go, what's this? And then taste and go, oh my god, this tastes fucking horrible. You know. So it's I can't do it. I don't think Old Bay's
crackers are for everybody. All right. Let's not get carried away.
Can't wait to come raid your goldfish collection.
Let's not
ridiculous.
Let's not say anything we don't want to.
We can't
don't want to edit it out later. Like don't come to me and say edit that out because I was stupid and I said goldfish crackers for kids. Fellas, it's time. It's time for thank yous and GFYs. My Sox Summer, you've been on fire tonight, man. Give me your thank you.
I have. My first. I'm not going to bring it up because I think we just like smashed our beef because we're all in on
smash my beef.
the tater tots, but the 108 wives, your guys' wives, talking about how they should move one of the more successful tailgates that has ever been birthed from White Sox Twitter from front and center in lot B to way back in the back of the field, just because it might be an easier walk into the park. And it was like, what? This is you're gonna say this? Like, you think they should move? Yeah, no, it's too tight. We need more space. It's like, no, we don't. We need the eyes. We need these people out here to see it. You had Southpaw show up, your fucking announcers showing up, and you got some broad from Real Housewives of North New Jersey showing up. It's like, just because they're there, you put us in the back.
He did say broad. Thing. I like that.
I know. I saw. You put us in the back.
Beef. I was
way back there.
I was thinking to myself. I was like,
he was going pretty good there, and then he did that.
I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking that you and I had dug ourselves a little bit of a hole with the wives on the tater tots whole debate. Yeah, it's going to be something that we're going to have to defend later. But now
I'm bringing it back.
Take care of it.
You still owe me drinks because I got beat up on Sunday, and now I'll get beat up after this. So you owe me drinks.
It's not a true GFY though, because it was just a discussion about some ideas. That's
my GFY is coming right now. Okay. My GFY is for all the people that I saw on Twitter giving shout outs to dog moms on Mother's Day and taking away the shine from people that actually take care of people. It is not the same thing. I saw somebody say, this is you are a mom too. No, you're not. I can't put my kid in a fucking kennel and clean the shit up if I'm gone for 12 hours. Okay? That doesn't happen. I would be in prison.
You probably shouldn't, though.
I would be in prison. You cannot do this. This is not how it works. You can't drop your fucking kid off of your in-laws for 30 days and go on a fucking vacation. You can't do that, right? Like, it's just this is ridiculous. And it was like, as a stay-at-home dad, and then just like seeing people go, no, you dog moms are dog moms too. It's like, no, you're not. You're not anywhere close to being a fucking parent. You're not raising kids. You're not doing it. So
where are you at on stepmoms? Where you at on
all in? He's
all in.
Let's get a couple drinks here. We got one from Bologna. He says, $2 for the road. Cheers.
Thank you, my friend. I love that $2 thing.
I mean, HBIC is going to be mad at us because
I noticed this, and people need to recognize.
Oh, I did not know that.
Get this out. I think I don't know if it's a Saturday or it's the week before or something. But dog yes, there is a dog mom day.
That's cool.
So they have their own fucking day.
Do your own
Don't
thing
celebrate them on Mother's Day.
Different day, baby.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
So HBIC is going to be mad because we actually got to Bologna's drink, and we always forget his at the end when he gets one in late. So that's for both of you. And then this guy on the rock says, "Great job, fellas." Or good. He said, "Good job, fellas." I shouldn't say.
Thank you, my friends. Yeah, don't overblow it. We did a good job.
Thank you.
I like Jackie Treehorn says, if dogs and humans were the same, a kennel would cost the same as daycare, and they do not. John Carney says dog stepmoms need a day too.
That's a forward-thinking man right there.
God bless.
I respect that.
Nobody specific. I was telling to go fuck themselves, but if you
Just the general
think dog moms are the same, go fuck yourself.
I support you, MSS.
Beef, who you thinking of GFY?
I am going to thank the Mirage Hotel and Casino. We had some good ass times there, Treasy, but it is officially closing on July 17th of this year. It's going to reopen, but it's going to be rebranded as the new Hard Rock. But just thinking back of all the great times we had there, including your 30th birthday party when we wrecked some shit there. The adult pool, all that shit. And there's been just a lot of times, fun times where we've gambled in there. We've gone through there. Even the time, I think it might have been on my bachelor party on one of our early Vegas trips when they had the little moving walkway there. And we're it's like 4 a.m. and we're like out way, like we're out of our minds. We go past and some lady said, "Hi guys, how you doing?" And Polish next to him goes, "Hi," and he turns to us and goes, "Those are prostitutes." And we're like, "How do you know?" He goes, "Because they said hi to us." Those are memorable times for me. I love it. The last time I was in Vegas,
accurate thing he ever said.
the last time we were in Vegas, Treasy, Mrs. Beef and I went into the Mirage, and it was a shell of itself. It just wasn't what it used to be. And that was a place where Michael Jordan used to fucking stay there when he'd go to Vegas. Like, it was a big spot. It was a cool spot. I'm sad to see it going in the way it was, and hopefully the Hard Rock does it right and does a nice job with it.
Oh, I love Hard Rock.
I am not looking forward to the gigantic guitar that they're putting up on the.
Oh,
on
come
the, I
on.
think that's going to be dumb compared to like the Volcano show was always cool. Like,
cool,
I always
yeah.
thought that was a cool thing. So I'm
Maybe
sad
it'll be a
that's gonna
volcano
be gone.
guitar.
It's maybe is Kiss sponsoring this hotel?
I don't know. Did Rick
so
Rubin
the-
produce Kiss? Because if they did, maybe.
Just a quick thank you to everybody that came out to Lawrence's on Friday. That was a
Yes.
good time.
Bless your heart.
I really didn't realize how open they were to us just drinking on basically on
Outside.
the street. We are definitely gonna roll that back. That's gonna be. We decided it's gonna be a post game situation from like a Saturday day game. It was legit. I'm excited about that.
She's like, there's a trough over there full of drinks for you guys. Go nuts.
That was incredible.
It's like, thank you.
There was a lot of booze for the band. Let's just say that.
Yes. We didn't know
And then-
anything either. It was nice. Unlike the Blues Brothers, we were good.
What's up?
And I have a quick GFY to why ever John Shriffen wasn't on the telecast on Sunday. Good night, everyone.
Break off the mighty play.